What's up, guys? Today we have another episode of the Speedrun. This is the bird speedrun. We are here getting ready to play the bird. Let's get going. And as usual, some things will literally never change. I did not lower the volume. All right. So, yeah, I should also button my shirt. We're gonna play F4. I'm gonna have to edit this. We're gonna play F4 and yeah, we are right on our way. I got my mic nice set up right on this I don't even know what that is. That's like a handkerchief pocket. Okay, yeah, we got a bird abort. No bird abort. This is Birds Opening Dutch variation. Let's get it going. 9:35. I want to record a few episodes of the speedrun so that we can we could just be 1,000 pretty much, because it's really time to go. Yeah, we're back. Apologies for that delay. I just need to figure something out. Yeah, so here we are. The opponent's played knight c6. We'll play bishop b5. We're going for it. I just had a hearty meal of McDonald's, if there ever was one. Definitely not my finest moment, but you know, you never know. There was nothing else open. I had myself a Big Mac, some McNuggies, and yeah, I feel perfectly fine. I really do feel like going to sleep, but we're gonna power through. We're gonna go for gold. We're gonna go for all the glory. This is the Raven Sturt story. Yeah, we just snatched a pawn here. Yeah, so here it would be essential. We do not want to get our bishop kicked out here. If we were to play bishop e2 here, they would be able to take and recapture this pawn. This is a completely fine investment. We've also gotten the chops, so we have inherently weakened their c5 square. So because of that, we have a really great position here. I'm gonna castle kingside. Just check that the mic is working okay. Everything is working. I have the opposite of an ergonomically efficient desk setup here at the moment. Desk is unbelievably messy. I have like the air conditioner remote right here. I have some earplugs that normally I use for when I'm working on my course. Got a big thing of Post-its. And yeah, I have to organize this place. It's not looking good. Not looking good for the good guys. I do not want to justify his pieces. Should I play e6? E6 looks a little feisty, but I think e6, you know, if queen e7, I can play g4 and knight d4. That would be good. But e6, what about queen d6? The problem with queen e1 is that then I take back and they take here. In that position, I could play queen g3. I would still have a lot of pressure there. That would be fine. I don't want to develop this knight for them. Perhaps I have to, but I don't know. Oh, I don't have to yet. Let me play knight c3. The idea is that if they take, then I'm going to break the pin and crash through on e5. This guy's playing some good chess, though. This is the first game that... Actually, no. I mean, I've already been quite impressed by some people's play. I've been quite suspicious. Suspicious enough to call the Vlad Master. E4. That's a wild move. That's a wild move by a wild man. I'm going to take. He's going to take and I'm going to take, and yeah, he looks like he's in the dragon's den here. This position is pretty wild. Check, put the king on h1. King is completely safe here. Now with this queen on the in the line of fire, I want to play e4 and d4. Just push my pawns, get my bishop unleashed. Let's play e4 here. I really like e4. You know, at the moment he's about to crash through and regain his pawn, but with a move like e4, we're threatening to break through. We're also threatening to maybe play d4 and e5. And yeah, all in all, it's looking great for white. Looking really fantastic. Never underestimate this e4 push, guys, especially when you do want to get your bishop out this normal way. The e4 push is really, really healthy. Okay, so here I need to watch out. d3, queen e5, and he's trying to scope me out. So I got to scope him out. I got to play d4, and now e5 is gonna arrive with a vengeance. Queen takes h5. I do not want to take and fix this knight. Okay, he just dropped his queen. I was waiting for a mistake. Up until now, he's played a really good game. But even the greatest fall, as they say. And this great one certainly did fall. It's time to go. I was working out at the gym earlier on my chest. Something about my left eye feels very strange. I think I popped a blood vessel or something. In other news, though, I got to... how much did I bench? I benched 80 kilos, so I was really proud of that. 80 kilos is what, like 160? Yeah, I'm getting strong. It's really exciting. I'm getting strong finally. There was 35 kilos on either side, and then you add 10 for the bar. You add like 5 or 10 for the bar, so something between 75 and 80. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I'm really excited about getting stronger physically. It's really time to go. I'm turning 31 in a few days. I need to get big and strong. I'm becoming an old man. Let's take with check, push the king around. All right, and it is certainly time to go. All right, I mean, we'll just be waiting here. Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I've just been making an effort to keep the videos like running a little smoother and running a little faster. So from going forward, I'm just taking out all of the dead time. So for instance, if my opponent has me wait for like 45 seconds, I'm just gonna cut it out. Because it's time to go. We don't have time. We don't have that type of time. Okay, this is an interesting position. Here we play e3. I think this is maybe the first time in the speedrun I've seen this, the c5, d6. Here, we do not play bishop b5. I really want you guys to understand this. We do not play bishop b5 because after bishop d7, we cannot take here and install the knight on e5. This is a really important thing to remember. This is like the one position your bishop is just not going to be doing anything on b5. Instead, here we play d4. These Sicilian positions where they respond to our f4 move with c5, these get really wild. These get really insane. So knight f6, okay, well, I'm just going to keep expanding. Thank you very much. It's time to go. What's he on about? Very uncomfortable decision now. The knight has a choice between 3 really terrible squares here. 943, we're going to get to 1,000 very soon. We're getting up there, boys. It's time to go. All right, so here, you could definitely just try to play c4, knight c3, and then e4. Ultimately, we really want to get our pawns here. There's a big gap in the structure here. We do not want to let him install a knight on e4 forever. The problem with c4 is that if your opponent is playing well, he's going to drill into the e4 weakness. Most people at this level are not going to play this way. I would bet if I play c4 here, they're going to allow us to play knight c3 and e4. But that's besides the point here. In this position, you should try to do 2 things. First of all, you should watch out for this trick. You might have that trick. And what I mean by that is that if you get this type of position with the pawn on c3, you can play e4 because if their knight takes, you get a check. Unfortunately, though, we do not have this check in this position, so we cannot immediately advance e4. Instead, we're going to play knight c3 to push e4 through as soon as possible. If they play bishop f5, well, that's just not a good move. That just drops a pawn. We're seeing this e5 move all over the place. Everyone loves playing e5, and it never seems to work. This is just a brilliant position. Let's throw in a check. As we can see here, when I push, sooner or later, it's inevitable that I'm going to push this pawn here. And when I push that pawn there, it's going to be critical that I trade my light squared bishop. So notice what this did. By moving this bishop here, I'm setting it up so that the one piece that could potentially be bad and be hampered by my central pawns is coming off the board. I want to keep a little more tension though, so I'm not going to force the trade immediately. I'm going to play knight c4 first and groove the knight into this good square. This is the golden square when you have a pawn on d5. It's the classic golden square. I should have brought the sparkling water. I'm gonna have to... Would like to chat? Yeah, sure, he can chat. That's a good one. I like that one. I'll send him back, where's the bird emoji? Could we please, chess.com, could we please get the bird emoji? Either get the bird emoji or give Claude an emoji. One or the other. You gotta choose one. Okay, we'll go with the Ukraine peace, because that's apparently the best. And wait, where's the time to go? He's definitely going to be confused here that I'm sending him this. Why would I be sending him a picture of the clock when it's my turn? But anyway, that's besides the point. He's played bishop e7. What should we do here? Let's play d6. Let's push him even farther back. All right, I'm not responding to Yakov. Yakov, come on. You're from Algeria. You should know better. You should have better manners. You're not allowed to say stuff like that. I don't even know what that is. I suspect I understand what he's trying to say. So I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to pay any more attention. You got to clean your mouth out, Jakob. You can't be saying stuff like that to strangers. Let's castle here. And takes, knight is going to go to c7, and the game should be over very quickly. Game should be over very soon. a6. I really like knight d5. I really like knight d5. Okay, the problem with knight d5, though, I'm threatening knight c7 to win the queen, but then he would take this way, and after check, king d7. Oh, I have mate. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, we're going to do it. Knight d5. If knight takes, I take with the queen, and I'm threatening mate. He's not going to be able to touch this bishop yet. Let's go knight d5. Let's go for it. It's the brilliancy hour, boys. Okay, he is losing a lot more material now. I'm wondering if I should play knight b6. Knight b6 might be even stronger, but... No, sorry, this is going to take. Let me just check. Let's stop. Let me not get so... Let me not get ahead of myself. I'm just going to take the queen, be up a piece, and be happy. Yeah, Jakob is in trouble. It's time to go. He can take another piece, I'll take this one. If he moves his knight out of the way, my knight drills into b6, and that's even worse. Like knight c6, knight b6, rook a6, I could take on f6, and then I'm threatening mate on d7. Another idea, actually, so knight c6, knight b6, rook a6, I take on d7, he takes, and then I make a queen. All right, he's not letting me do it, but luckily for me, I am still completely winning. I play e4. It's so funny to think that his bishop has actually moved like 3 times. It went to d6, I pushed it from d6, it went to e7, I pushed it from e7, and now it's back on f8. Knight takes e4. That is not going to work. He's going to be in a lot of trouble now. Let's start with queen d5, hit the knight and the pawn. I want to bring your attention to the fact that this bishop pawn on c5 is so poorly placed here. Look at this bishop pawn. It just stands in the way of the other bishop. If not for that bishop pawn, he might be able to develop and actually like just scrounge a draw here. But as it stands, his bishop has no hope and no chance of fulfilling its destiny. King goes to d8. Let's play bishop f4. Rook is going to come to d1 with a check. This should just be the end of the game. A lot of threats here. Queen c7, bishop c7, bishop b8. He is desperately trying to hold on here. I'll take. He takes with the knight. I have to say, it's like night and day how much better people are playing now. People are playing like actual, like every single move is logical. They're dodging a lot of tactics. 900s really know their stuff. 900s are some top dogs out here. And it's time to go.
FTV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
It's really time to go.
We're waiting.
All right, I mean, we're waiting here, buddy. We don't have all day. We got to go. If he plays rook e8, well, bishop e8, I should have a checkmate here. I can throw in a check, and then that's going to be mate. Yeah, and mate is unstoppable. Bishop All right, that's mate. Time to go. Let's go. Let's get another game. Playing Money Deep Varmadipu. Is that his real name? Money Deep. If that's your real name, let me know. Feel free to sub to the channel. Queen h5, that is not good. We still got someone trying like the 4. That's ridiculous. You should not be doing that at 900. That stuff is just not going to work. Let's play 90. Should I play 95 or not? I like 94 more, actually. 94 hits the queen and pawn. I might threaten b5. Let's play b5, just getting some tempi on the bishop. Okay, and he's just done. He's dead. He could play c3, actually. Wait, yeah, he's not dead. He could play c3. He's not dead just yet. I want to ask you guys a really important question. How should black be playing this position? We notice that there's a gap in the pawns here, so we want to drill in on this weakness. If I can drill in on this weakness and make sure that I control this square completely, he will not be able to advance, and these pawns will be segmented forever. His pieces will be completely shut in over here. So I'm going to play d5. I'm going to try to just get a pawn to d3, if I can. My queen comes, my queen takes on d5, and queen is eyeing the g2 pawn. The knight also cannot get out to c3 to attack the queen. This is extremely important. My queen would not sit well on this square otherwise. Bishop g4, and there's another problem here. Look at this. He can't put a bishop on e2, which is where it naturally belongs in this situation. He is completely dead here. He's just losing on the spot. His best move here is d4 to just try to scrounge up something, but it's not going to be pretty. There is no solution here. Like d4, I can take, knight takes. He has to play king h1. That's definitely not working. I'm going to just take this way. If he takes this way, then I take with the knight. All right. That's the end of the game. It's time to go money deep. It's time to head out. We got to get things rolling. Taking with the check. Queen g2 is going to be mate. Perfect. 9:59. Let's go. Let's go 9:59. We're currently 18 minutes in. I'm going to record for a few more minutes. Then I'm going to cut this video and start recording the next, because like that's how my life is, guys. I got to record a lot of videos in a batch if I'm going to get these out on a daily basis. Queen takes d4. We're seeing this from everyone. This is not a good move, though. I just get both my knights out. I'm going to be very quick to play d5. Maybe I'm not quick to play d5. Yeah, how am I going to do this? Let's fianchetto the bishop first. Put the bishop out on g7. If e5, I can play knight g4. I'm going to hunt down this pawn. Okay, that's interesting. Now maybe it's time to play d6, so he can't play e5. I need to play for b5 and b4 at some point. Let me castle here. a6, b5, and b4. All right, I mean, I play rook b8. Let's just play a6. Pawn is coming to b5. He should play e5 here. He has a completely fine position at the moment. Completely equal. Completely equal, but your boy is going to have the last laugh. All right, well, that's actually a mistake. Now that I realize it, after e5, we can play knight h5, hit the bishop, and also unleash an attack on the pawn. So this should be more than enough. It's time to go. We got to get things moving. All right, I'll take the pawn. I'm up a pawn. My knight can now always airlift off of the edge over to f4. Very good square. Ideally, I want to dislodge this pawn from e5 to rake the board with this bishop. Very good position at the moment. Even e4 is a classic idea, because if his knight takes, I'm going to snatch this pawn here. I'm going to go apple picking on the queen side. All right, if bishop f5, he plays g4. That's a little spicy. Should I play knight f4? I could play e4, but no, e4, actually, I don't want to do that yet. That unleashes his bishop as well. So how am I going to develop? How am I going to get my pieces out? Let me play b5. Pushing the bishop around. It looks like he can get a nice pin here, but then I'll play bishop b7. b4 is now in the air. The bishop is not well placed here. Oh, he can win this pawn back. I didn't see that. I didn't process that. Yikes. Luckily for me, I still do think black is better, but because black does have the bishop pair at the end of the day, but I just completely forgot about that move. I don't know what he's thinking about. He has got to snatch this pawn. If he does not take this pawn back immediately, he is going to regret it. Yeah, what am I talking about? He's still much worse, actually. Okay, he made the mistake. I play knight f4. Bishop is attacking this. This game could really quickly... Okay, he didn't go for it, but if he played knight d2 and I played b4 and his knight moved, this would have been mate. What am I talking about? Yeah, if the knight moves, I have this mate. All right, so yeah, he played the best move. He takes, I take, bishops completely dominate the whole board. I'm wondering, this knight has been hanging for a few moves. I'm wondering if it's going to be hanging next move. If it's hanging next move, I am going to take it. You can only leave a steed hanging against the GM for so long. If you give a GM a steed. All right, let's play b4. It's just a disastrous position for him. He literally has nothing to do here. Knight e2, I'll play g5. Also could play e5 to dominate the knight, but I don't want to block this bishop yet. Let's play g5. Pieces are getting very stuck. Bishop is going to come out to b5 shortly and attack knight and rook. I'm going to bring the rook to d2. Yeah, this is just a disaster. This is an unmitigated disaster now. If he plays rook e1, I can distract the rook because it's defending both of these. I'll just take one and he'll have to drop the other. So he takes first, has to play rook e1. This is just an atrocious position. Rook d2 continuing to attack. Has to play knight c1. I take on c2. I talk about this a bit in my domination course. If you can get your pieces underneath their pawns, then their minor pieces start to get very uncomfortable. If that's where their minor pieces were hiding. Notice that at the moment, the black bishops, one is extremely well anchored, one is cemented in by a pawn, the other bishop is very well hidden. So my bishops do not qualify for this type of vulnerability. All right, he's going with that. I'm just going to start taking pawns. Knight f3, I'll play h6. He has nothing to do. I could just take all these pawns here. He's completely tied down as well. This is a disastrous position for him. Yeah, I got to get my rating up to 1,000 tonight. It's been far too long. We got to get to 1,000. It's time to go. He goes there, but I take more pieces. What's he doing? Yeah, his pieces are still completely locked in here. Gonna take some more pawns, knight e4, bishop d4. His knight is also just completely devoid of any opportunity. I like this. He moves his king up and this is mate. He knows he wants to move his king up. Come on. Yeah. All right, that's mate. It's time to go. So we're going to end day number 21 here. I'm going to just stick around in this chair because I got to keep recording. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow or the next day or some other time when I release day 22. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye then.